out more about the
Find
Western Washington Amateur Television Society, WW7ATS, that's Google, WW7ATS, that'll take you to our homepage on the internet. There you'll find the exact frequencies we transmit and receive on. Also, you'll find a link to YouTube where I stream our nets held on Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. Also, we'd like to thank the CTAG Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater 147.08, the tone of 103.5 for audio transmissions on our nets. So again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact before our net gets fully underway. This is Dave, KD7CYM.
AD7NP.
Again, welcome back to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. So far checked in by video link is Ron, KD7QKU. Jim, N7QO. James, WU7N. Carlos, 87NP. And myself, Dave, KD7CYM. Is anybody else wishing to check into the net? Hearing none, we'll get the net underway again. This is Dave, KD7CYM. Let's start off with Ron, KD7QKU.
Hey, this is Ron, KD7QKU. I hope everybody can hear me. I'm kind of tired tonight. I was out at my brother-in-law's again today. On Monday, I guess it was, I either pulled my hamstring or it's my sciatic nerve, but anyway, I'm hurting. So I stayed home yesterday and put it on ice, and it was better this morning. But then I wanted to take my acetylene cutting torch out there, so I had to load my bottles and my cart and everything. And they're heavy, and I take a fire extinguisher just in case. So he had this big base of some kind of a machine, I don't know what it was. So anyway, I taken the torch and cut it in half so it was in two pieces. Then we could just barely get it in the back of his van. He's going to take it down and sell it. So I think I'm staying home tomorrow. I got to unload the truck and take my gas bottles and my stuff out. So that's all I'm going to do tomorrow. So anyway, like I say, I'm kind of walking bad tonight. Back to that. Oh, and I left the transmitter. I'm sorry about that. I'm tired and I turned it on and then I went to the bathroom and get a bottle of water and I completely forgot it. So thanks for reminding me. KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, thanks with that. Let's move on to Jim, N7QO in Covington.
N7QO. Thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Well, I'm having some problems with the 08 machine this evening. It seems to be very weak. It did last week as well. Previously, it didn't sound as strong as it normally would, but it was at least better than it's been past two nets here. Dave, in fact, it was so weak that your audio dropped out a couple of times on 2 meters. And I just heard your audio toward the end on ATV repeater. I saw one picture of you on the ATV repeater. Ron, I got what you said there. The 2-meter audio is weak, but I heard you better, although not strong, on the ATV repeater. Almost like you're sitting back a little bit too far from the microphone, or the microphone's pointed the wrong way or something. But I got a good picture from you, Ron. And let's see, I've been busy today doing chores around the house. Nice day, slightly cooler than it has been yesterday and the day before. So I appreciate that. And sounds like you've been working a little bit too hard, Ron. Sounds like you need to take a day or two off there. But good to see you anyway. Oh yeah, also Ron, there's an AC hum on your transmission on the television repeater. Not sure where that's coming from, but anyway, back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
Thanks for that. Let's go to James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue.
Very much. This is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. My goodness, Ron, torches and fire extinguishers and welding, oh my. It sounds like you really have been doing a lot of work up there with your relative there, cleaning the place up. You're inspiring. I need to do a lot of that around here, too. So it's good to hear that that is moving forward. Jim, you're loud and clear on the 08 machine tonight. You're just booming in where I'm sitting here in Northeast Bellevue. So I don't know if you can hear me or not. I'm putting out about 5 watts into a J-pole that I just left hanging in the window. And since I've just not touched anything, everything seems to work fine. When I was setting up and taking down every night with more sophisticated antennas, I would get intermittent results. So maybe the coax has reached gone lift past its point where it can do that. Maybe it just has to be left alone and in one place in order to work. Well, this week's been fairly busy for me. I did some volunteer work with the City of Bellevue on Tuesday morning, and have been seems to be in a streak of helping neighbors here. I had one neighbor that her garage door got stuck up against her car, and was able to get it unstuck and get the door working again, but told her she needed to find someone who knew what they were doing to give it its certified approval of full health. Today I helped find somebody's water shutoff valve inside of their house. Oh my goodness, it's the one unit we have in our 35-unit planned unit development that is a standalone. It's not a duplex. And it has undergone multiple iterations of incredibly creative remodeling, and I finally found a water shutoff valve in the ceiling area of a closet in the basement. Wow, is that weird or what? But finally found it, so I turned it over to the plumber and said, you take it from here. Now let's see, moving on towards Friday, big 4th of July event in the City of Bellevue. I'll be volunteering there, and look forward to that. And weather should just be perfect for it with mid-70, like 73, 74 degrees Fahrenheit. What more could you ask for a July in the Pacific Northwest when I guess other parts of the country are in a heat dome now and just cooking. So that's good news, that it'll be fewer heat casualties, I'm sure. So that's all the exciting news that is news in Northeast Bellevue. Let me turn it back to Dave, our net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. This is James, WU7N. Take it away, Dave.
WU7N, thanks for that. And we get an ID here again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Well, let's move on to Clyde Hill, to Carlos, AD 7NP. Carlos, what say you?
Okay. Is audio flowing? I think it is. Okay, it's back to the 2 meters. It's on both places. Oh, it's on my slideshow. Let's just switch quickly to the camera if this thing works. So good to hear everyone. I got some pictures from Dave. It seems like it was working for a little bit. Ron, I got pictures, good video before the net and after the net. Yeah, I noticed that you were kind of fixing the camera when your transmitter was on, but no issue, it wasn't that for that long. Sorry about the kind of that sciatic. My dad has the same problem. It's quite bothering. On Jim, hopefully you're getting a good picture there. On audio humming, oh sorry, there's a lot of noise here. Let's just tell my printer to pause for a little bit. On the audio humming, I don't think it was coming from Ron, but there's definitely, I was trying to raise the audio for Dave to be more audible on the repeater, and that does bring a little bit of a hum. And so I did some adjustments on the audio. Hopefully it will be slight better. And for James, thanks for volunteering for the city of Bellevue. Might stop by and see what's all the activities. The fireworks at the park. Oops. Lost signal and came back. So I might do that also. And let me know if you need some help on getting your phone back working with the streaming keys, so that we can get back you on the video here. I know that I had to send you a new key because the other one expired. And I heard that Wade wanted to go to the repeater site on Friday. Wade, I think you're probably listening there. It's a matter of figuring out the right timing, but if in the morning, I definitely can join you, and we can try the switch for the new PC. That's it for now, and on the second one, I've put together some additional pictures from when I was in Dayton, and so I'll show that on the next one. So hope audio and video are flowing. It does seem like the repeater is receiving video much better. And so back to you, Dave, KD7.
7NP, thanks for that. And this is Dave. 66 degrees, cloudy outside, but outside of that it's pretty good. A little problem loading Discord this evening. When I went to sign on and wanted to update, then it went to total blackness. I couldn't do anything, so I had to restart the computer. Then it fell in line and I got Discord on. So anyway, well, today was good. I got off to Goodwill. I had about 2 Apple boxes full of clothing that I dropped off at Goodwill that I no longer needed. So that was good to get that out of the way. And filled up the garbage can with a lot of products that I had in the basement that I no longer need. I had a collection of nails, I think from many different projects. You go buy a bag of nails, you use about 7 or 8 of them, or maybe a dozen. You have several dozen left over. Well, I must have had about 10 or 15 bags of those, and so then I bundled those up and got rid of those in the garbage. So off to the landfill they went. So that was about it. And then I had a battery I had to get rid of, and I found out that Tweety and Pop would take the battery for recycling, so I dropped that off. So outside of that, it's been a pretty busy day for me. This is Dave, KD7CYM. Well, let's move back up to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, thank you, Dave. I guess I didn't say good evening to the group, but good evening to you guys. Nice to see you. And Dave, it sounds like you were pretty busy. Sounds like you got rid of a bunch of stuff today. And James, a water shut off in the top of a closet. Wow, that would be hard to find, all right. So, Carlos, thank you for maybe going up with Wade on Friday. I think you said you're going to put the new computer in. That'll be good. Let's see, what else? James talked about the 4th of July. It made me think. So we were invited to a party on the 4th of July, but I don't think we're going to go. A lady we know named Barb, down on the east side of the Tacoma waterway, along the shore there, for the last 25 or 30 or 40 years, there's been some houses illegally built down there on piling. No sewer, no water, no electricity, not hardly anything. And she's had one of them. She's lived there for a long time. It's a beautiful place, really. The last time I was there, I was worried about her deck. There was about 30 people on her deck, and she had a rowboat full of dirt, and it had plants in it. And we sort of was questioning whether the piling were still good enough. That deck collapsed, it would be a disaster. So, and there's no parking down there now. Apparently a bunch of homeless people were parking in their trailers and motorhomes down there along the shore, and the city cleaned them out and then put concrete blocks, those big Jersey barrier blocks in there so they couldn't park. Well, that screws it up for people like me to park, so we decided, because this is going to be her last party. Maybe I didn't say that, because the city is going to make her tear it down. Going to make them tear them down. It's kind of a shame. She must have lived there 35 years, and she has a business where she's kind of a contractor, interior person, and she has a shop in Tacoma, and so she's really good at having things built. And like I say, it's a beautiful house. So I don't know if they have water, and I don't know if they flushed their toilet, if it just goes in the bay. I don't know. I don't remember. I do know she has toilets. Might have to bring the water down with a hose. I don't. But there's a lot of stairs to get down, and stairs aren't very easy for me to do now. So I would love to go down there. She always has a nice party. She's a nice person, but we're gonna stay home. We're all worried about the same thing, parking, and we're all worried about the piling with too many people. We may go down after the 4th of July and visit her one more time before they tear the house down. So it's kind of a shame, but it was built illegally, no title or deed or anything else. It's just there's quite a few houses down there that are built like that. So anyway, that's what I have to say right now. So back to Net.
QKU, thanks for that. And again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7CYM. Whoa.
N7QO. Thank you, Dave. Well, Jim, I got excellent audio from you on both 2 meters and on the ATV repeater. Thanks for going to a neighbor's aid there and handing it off to a plumber. Yeah, I have to go along with Ron. Shut-off valve in a closet? Well, or at least there was a shut-off valve there. And good for you for participating in the July 4th activities. Dave, you're sounding better now, but the 2-meter repeater from where I am, the audio is just going up and down, and sometimes way down. Don't know exactly what to make of that. Carlos, excellent picture on the ATV repeater. Good audio on the ATV repeater, but there's an AC hum from your audio on that ATV repeater as well. And Carlos, your 2-meter audio signal strength was fluctuating significantly as well. Let's see. Oh, yeah, looking forward to the pictures from Dayton. The pictures are looking good. I assume that was from Dayton. I know you said that it was, but before you said that, I'm looking and, oh, gee, where was Carlos? Yes, it must be Dayton. So, good. I'm glad you were able to make it there. I hope you got some enjoyment out of that. And, Dave, on the last time you were transmitting there, I briefly got a couple pictures, still pictures of you. So, every now and then, a picture of you makes it out somehow. And I do intermittently hear audio from you on the ATV repeater as well. Let's see, what else can I say here? Beautiful sunny day. Right now I've got 72 degrees out here. It was a little bit windy here earlier in the day, but it seems to have calmed down significantly now. And the temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler than they've been, so it might be a whole lot more comfortable, especially for those who don't have air conditioning. Back to you, Dave, N7QO.
N7QO, thanks for that. Let's go now to James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue.
Thank you, Dave. This is James, WU7N Northeast Bellevue. Carlos, I heard something interesting on the computer side, the digital side, on the low latency picture on the streaming site. I heard a lady's voice, and I didn't hear what she was saying, but she was saying some numbers, like a computerized female voice. So I'm not sure what that was, but I only heard it on the low latency stream on the audio on the digital side. So I thought you'd like to know about that. Also, thank you very much for reminding me about the streaming keys. I do have to update that on the phone for that to work. So thank you for the reminder. I should be able to do that, and it should be a relatively quick thing to do. Just I didn't have time to get it done, but I appreciate the reminder. Dave, would you groan too hard if I say, well, you certainly nailed it, right? Yeah, I have a lot of those bags and little drawers of odd screws and nails and such, and I inherited a bunch from a clean-out I did a few years ago. I think some of mine, though, were so badly oxidized and such, I probably should just put them all in a bag and label it scrap and send it off to recycle. It would probably be a better thing to do with it. I've got quite a few things in my garage that I'm going to have to take a good hard look at here because I need to get my vehicles in my garage. They're weathering out in the sun. I used to have a covered area for 2 of 3 of them, and now I'm just down to one little covered area. And the truck, I'm not sure I can ever resurrect, so that's another tough decision that I'm going to have to make. If anybody knows anybody that restores 1987 pickup trucks, let me know. I'd be interested. and let's see, I have a rack and pinion repair to do on my Camry, and then that would be a usable vehicle again. Right now it's just something that you have to charge the battery and wash and wax a lot. So anyway, well, let's see. The other story I have is the ongoing saga of CenturyLink, but I know you'll be on the edge of your seats. I'll tell you about that next time around. This is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. Back to you, Dave.
WU7N, thanks for that. Well, let's pick up Carlos again. AD7NP in Glide Hill.
All right, thank you very much. This is 87NP again, and I'm trying to identify what could be the different humming around here, and there's definitely probably some audio gain, but I'll try that also on run. So I think, yeah, these are some of the pictures that I took there at the Air Force Museum at the Wright Field. And I think, Jim, you mentioned that you've been there a couple of times. So I'm just using the OBS the pictures that I took there. James, to the truck recovery, I follow a couple of people on YouTube that are specialists on the recovering of cars. So maybe that's an idea, you know. You could set up the YouTube channel and we'll watch as you try the recovery of the truck. It seems like a good business there. There's a fellow in, I think it's New Hampshire, that New England, that is doing all the Beetle repair. On the voice of the lady, I wonder, might be the system from, let's see if I can reproduce that by asking the nice lady to say the time. And so you might be listening to the time on the other system. And from what I could see, I noticed that we're connected to nodes, to Wade's node, so maybe that's the announcement that we were hearing when Wade connected. So the All-Star node, once we have it up and running, it's quite flexible, and it has kind of the All-Star operator that will give us some either the time or which nodes it's connected. Okay, 2 meter is pausing, and 2 meter will come back now. There are a couple of adjustments that probably we can still do in the audio to make the audio going from the TV repeater into 2 meters of higher quality. We just have to spend some time with the setup of the quality. And on the CenturyLink, I can't wait. I mean, I'm gonna set up my tape recorder, my VHS recorder here to record in this new episode of the CenturyLink saga. I was just thinking, there was in the news again some old satellites from the 1960s that started transmitting again. And so maybe there's an opportunity there. Oh, Wade has his audio on. Let me just mute Wade. And so these were probably some of the nicest planes that I see there. So I was just selecting some of the pictures, and there's some design of this World War II planes that it really fascinates me. When I was a kid, I loved to just put together the kits of these planes, and I mean, the designers of this are really pretty good. Oh, I think the dog wants to participate. Let me give it back to Dave. Net control.
Our Air Museum here in Seattle, sort of a shame considering all of the wonderful planes they have on display there. I was impressed they even had a German early jet plane for World War II. That was very impressive. I didn't think any of those existed anymore. More power to them to acquire. Thank you, Carlos, for bringing a computer donation up to us.
Site for
Again, many thanks for that. So this is Dave, KD7CYM, and I think I'll turn it back up to Ron, KD7QKU.
okay, well there I am. Maybe you guys can hear me. So I'm getting a bunch of feedback. I guess I'll turn the 2-meter radio down. I was using the 2-meter radio because I found the audio over the TV wasn't very good tonight. Like Jim or somebody was saying, it's kind of up and down. Those are beautiful pictures, beautiful airplanes, Carlos. It's fun to see them. Let's see. I guess I didn't make any notes, darn it. So it'll be nice to have James back on if he can get his cell phone going again or something so we can see him. I see Wade has his picture on Discord, so maybe he'll show up. Maybe he'll have some wonderful things to say. I think he was out at field day. So, other than being tired and sore and uncomfortable, I don't have much else to talk about. So I'm just going to pass it back. So thank you, Dave, KD7QKU. I noticed when I turned off my transmitter last time, the picture kept coming back and forth. So I don't know what that was all about. So KD7QKU.
And 7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, Jim, I got excellent audio from you on the ATV repeater. The 08 machine was up and down. Carlos, excellent pictures. Thank you for that. You could make a movie out of that, and I'll bet all of us could watch it for half an hour or so. And thank you very much for the donation of a computer there. A couple of you and Wade have really been going above and beyond a call of duty to the club here. Thank you. Ron, I was hearing you okay, but then about halfway through your transmission, the audio suddenly increased dramatically on the ATV repeater. Your picture was solid throughout, but the audio was, it changed halfway through. It changed for the better, so That's a good thing. Yeah, there's something strange going on tonight. During Dave's last transmission, just before handing it over to me, I think I heard a female voice as well. Not sure if it came through the 2-meter or if it came through the ATV repeater. But we're getting some sort of interference somehow from somewhere. Anyway, we're able to talk, and good pictures tonight. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
N7QO. Well, let's
Is a Hustler escape capsule. I listened to the History Guys video on the disaster that happened with the Hustler, and those capsules apparently worked at high altitude but did not work on the ground. It was not a zero elevation ejection system, so I'm wondering if it said that. It flashed past too quickly for me to read it. But those are some really great pictures. Thank you. Thank you also for your donation of the machine to making the machine work. That's much appreciated. I certainly say a big thank you to that. And your idea about the 1960s satellite, it apparently chirped or did something or put out some sort of transmission, and I thought it was long ago dead. And there's various theories about whether a micrometeorite hit it and spun it around or something, or is there any way it could have actually, the batteries are long dead, so are there solar cells on it or something? That's a mystery as to why that satellite would speak up. My personal theory is that somebody out there has found it and is trying to replace the batteries or make it work again. You know how it is when you find a little piece of junk on the road and you just want to get it to function again. So maybe someone's messing with it. Sure, though, that if CenturyLink executives found out about the dead 1960s satellite, they would somehow try and incorporate it into the network of the Pacific Northwest here. I seem to be stuck into a lather, rinse, repeat mode with them where they schedule an appointment for repair, but there really isn't anything to repair. At least as far as I know, it's a serious wire and cable and plant problem. And the only thing that'll fix it is when they bring fiber into Northeast Bellevue. And I thought that they were going to do that in 2022, but they chickened out for some reason, but didn't put any maintenance into the copper at all. So anyway, I go through this ritual every month. They schedule and then they reschedule out a month later, and I call up and I get credit for the month. And it's interesting. If I get somebody in the United States, they read the ticket, they instantly know what to do, and it's pretty short phone call. But if I get one of their people from overseas, it's usually longer and harder phone call. So I have to call. I guess it's going to be next Monday, since the so-called repair appointment was put off. But it's dry right now. If we lived in Arizona, this would be no problem because it only ceases functioning when it rains, which never happens here in Seattle. So that's the CenturyLink saga update. And let's see, tomorrow, I guess I'll be getting ready for the 4th of July because I had an outing scheduled with some other people, and they all canceled, maybe because they too are also getting ready for something to do on the 4th of July. But so that was canceled today. So I've got an open spot. Maybe I will follow Dave's example and clean some things out of my garage and see if I can make a goodwill trip. That seems like a noble thing to do. So I see here it's 40 minutes after the hour. I'll go on as long as you guys want to go on. This is James, WU7N in Northeast Bellevue. Back to you, Dave.
WU7N, thanks for that. And let's Let's go to Carlos again, AD7NP.
Oh, what happened here? Oh, there we go. I've extended the timing of each picture to be, I think, 5 seconds instead of 2 seconds. So we might go through the capsule again. Yeah, I do remember reading the story in the capsule. It was quite impressive. Quite an impressive capsule. On the audio for Jim, so I think the audio that we heard of the lady probably was the announcer from the All-Star Link, but we can probably check. And the audio for Ron going up, it was me messing on it's like an equalizer done by software at the repeater. And so some of the hum that was coming was because the 2-meter receiver that it's installed there that injects into the TV, of course it's mono, but it was trying to capture both the left and the right side from the jack, and so that was on the that was probably just a black picture. On my audio, maybe it's too loud, and maybe that is the issue. I'll probably just try to bring it down a little bit to not make as much noise. But I think it should be better now. You know, James, I'm also looking forward to the day that fiber would be available in more places. Because I still have this strong dependency on Comcast, and it's not always necessarily the best service, but seems to be doing well. I have a little over a gigabit of download and about 250 upstream, so that's pretty good for the results. I see Wade there on Discord, so I don't know if Wade is ready to transmit or not, but Dave might be good to give a chance to see if Dave's ready to transmit. And back to the net control from...
Net control. NP. Wade is back. W7ITL in Tacoma.
Hi guys, it's W7ITL. There's some issues with the first receiver. I'm going to switch to receiver 2 to see if I can get in. Just give me a second.
Just give me a second to switch. Let's see. There we go. Switching.
Let's see if that works. It's going to come in on the second one here in just a second. Oh, here we go. Hopefully the second receiver can hear me.
Looks like it can. Looks like it can. That's weird. So I'm going to switch back to the one because the second one I can't hear any audio. So switch them back. I'm watching it on the TV here, and let's see if I come in this time. All right, test 1, 2, 3. Do we hear anything? Okay, we do. I hear myself on the 2 meter. All right, well, here we go. Yes, as Carlos and others had mentioned, I went to field day. I think it was Ron that said that. I got some pictures to show. Let's go ahead and switch over to my screen, and let's get that going here. All right, just a second while I switch. All right, so this is setting up the HF antennas at field day. They colloquially call these rocket launchers. It's an Army kind of a tower that you can assemble. There's sections that just kind of push up into the column, and that's the set at the very beginning with I think just one, maybe two sections attached to the antenna. Now let's see if I can switch to the next picture. All right, let's see, more pictures. I think that's it. I don't. Oh, here's the like a cannon kind of thing that you can launch antenna wires. It's just with a compressed air. It's kind of like a potato gun. We're using that to shoot the wires over the trees. Another angle. So that's about it for pictures. I don't have it all set up cool like Carlos, but that is about it for pictures for field day. Let's see, I'll show you some more stuff on my camera. So I finally picked up a T-Deck. Carlos has one of these. This is a T-Deck Plus, so it's got a built-in battery and a GPS. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to be modding it on Friday when I go up to Cougar. One of my mesh guys is going to meet me up there, and he's got a case for me. It's going to allow me to put an 8,000 milliwatt battery in this, or milliamp batteries. I think it's dead right now. I don't know if I have enough power to show you what the screen looks like, but I think Carlos showed it off, so I don't know if I really need to show it off. But that's kind of what it looks like for mesh core. That's what I'll be going up there on Friday. We'll be doing some ATV stuff too. Might switch out the receiver number one with something different. I have one that's here. I'm going to just use mine and see if that makes it better, and I'll just take the one from Cougar back to home, verify that it's not having issues with the components on it, and we'll go from there. And Carlos, thanks again for your donation. It'll be nice to see what we can do with the new computer up there. Besides what I showed on the pictures, we did some tests with drones to try Mesh Tastic and Mesh Core at field day. Unfortunately, we couldn't transmit to Cougar very well there, but we were hearing Cougar just fine. We were hearing messages come over the Mesh Core, and so yeah, that's what was going on. I'm not sure if KK7HAY has joined us tonight. I invited him to our Discord. He's the ham that I worked with on the drone tests. So we'll call out to you. Maybe we'll see you on our nets at some point. All right, well, I'll turn it back to Net Control Dave. This is W7ITL.
That and this beautiful picture.
And for weight,
Yes,
antenna fields, if you were able.
and that small little goes on with you're setting up with surprise. Makes it a little bit easier. I don't know if those radio talking about I've had
I'll get a little breakup for so I'm going to back up to Ron, KD7QKU.
So, there we go. There's my picture. I had to turn the 2-meter radio down. I've been listening to 2-meter tonight. Yeah, when we moved here, I don't remember now what we had, whether we had CenturyLink or we had something else, but whatever we had, it was terrible, and I canned that. And I think what you need, James, is you need the, what do they call it, Starlink, where you have your own little satellite set out on your patio. They work really slick. I know a couple of people that have them. I don't know what you're paying, but those things are really cool. If you look at how they're made, they're really complicated. It's amazing how they work, but they apparently work really good. And I guess mesh radio, I guess, Wade, I'm kind of fed up with mesh radio. The last time I had it on, there was a bunch of some lewd messages came over, and I really don't care for that. You know, you see a message come, so you get out your cell phone and you look at it, and it's not good. And I don't, maybe the mesh core would be better. I don't know. I can't do mesh core, so I don't know. I'll try that sometime if you want to help me set it up. But if that's what they're going to do on mesh, well, I don't want to mess with it, I guess. So I haven't had my radio on all week, and I see what happens. So I don't have too much more to say. Yeah, field day, it was nice to see those pictures. I couldn't identify very many of those people. There's so many people in the club. I guess if I'd have been there, maybe I would have known them, some of them. So anyway, it's nice that you went. I hope you had a good time. So I guess back to net, KD7QKU.
QKU. Let's go to Jim, N7QO in Covington.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, let's see. Jim, you were saying someone messing with a satellite? Huh. Maybe there's someone out there who's trying to warn us to stay away. I don't know. But yeah, I can appreciate that. You see something alongside the road, you pick it up, put a battery in it, see if it's going to play or whatever. You never know. It might be something entertaining on these satellites from planet Earth. Yeah, CenturyLink. I don't know. CenturyLink has always worked fine for me. Ron, you were saying what? I don't know where you were in Bellevue there, but it seems like I had Quest before CenturyLink, and they worked fine as well. So I don't know. I don't know, Jim. Probably has something to do with the location. And like you pointed out, seems to be problematic mostly during the rainstorms. So good luck with that. I know you've been fighting that for a while. Carlos, when you first came on that last transmission, the hum was completely gone. The volume was very loud, It was truly excellent. And then when you turned your audio down, it was still reasonably free of hum, but it definitely did not sound quite as good. Wade, I heard you better when you were transmitting audio on the 435 and a quarter side of the machine. I don't know. I'm assuming that maybe the audio receiver and the television receiver are the same, or are they tied together? Are they synonymous? At any rate, what you did there for the end sounded better. Excellent pictures from field day. That was pretty interesting. And yeah, that T-deck mesh unit, that does look pretty cool. I do remember Carlos showing that. It does look kind of like a cell phone that my wife had from work. So I don't know, but I don't know. If I'm going to do something else with ham radio, maybe I should work on trying to do something more on HF. Just not enough hours in the day for me. Not enough free time to do stuff with hobbies. This is kind of about the only thing that I really do. Things got out of control for the past few years, and it looks like it's probably not going to get any better for a couple of years too. But that's the way it goes. Things are cyclical. A few good years, a few not so good years. It'll turn around, and we're making progress on this ATV stuff. The ATV repeater video is hanging in there solidly for me tonight. I think the only problems I'm having with it is the maybe it receiving other transmissions or something. But it looks pretty solid for me tonight. So thank you all for working on that. I appreciate it. Back to you, Dave, M7QO.
WU7N.
Thank you, Dave. Looks like I'm going to get just about the last word here. Well, Jim, I think all the alien life forms know that when you're in the neighborhood of the third rock out from the sun, you roll up your windows and lock your doors. I mean, that's just common sense. So, yeah, that satellite that chirped up, I thought it was pretty far out there. It was not. It was out there in a pretty far orbit. It was from the 60s, so that is quite a mystery as to what caused it to speak up. I'm hoping they'll figure it out someday, because who knows what other things might speak up. Well, let's see. So if you guys are going to go out there Friday, I think I'm committed starting at about 10:30 a.m. To help out on 4th of July. But if you're going before that, I'd like to be up there and see what you do and see what I could learn. I did notice just now it happened again. There is a big red signal that pops up right in the middle of our bandwidth for, I think it's channel 1 on 435.250. I wonder what that is. If anybody has any ideas, you can tell us. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to Dave for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. The net meets 8 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesdays and Saturdays. We welcome all visitors. If you're interested in digital TV or not, you can just check in, check out, or join the conversation. So Dave, take it away.
U7N, thanks with that. And the Western Washington Amateur Television. Repeater Association for Living Issues.
W7ST.